So what are some of the major mistakes people make when they first go to LinkedIn?
Yeah, there's really 5 mistakes. The first mistake that people make on LinkedIn specifically is having their profile set up as a resume. Now, LinkedIn started in 2006, and it started out as a resume-based platform. It was basically a place for recruiters to find people who were looking for jobs and people who were looking for jobs to get linked in with recruiters so that they could get work. And so because of that history and that genesis, the profile defaults to a resume. And the problem with a resume, Derek, is it talks all about me. My profile, if it's set up as a resume, talks about how great I am and how great, it touts all of my accomplishments. But when you're using LinkedIn for sales and for marketing, people don't care about you and they don't care about your accomplishments and how great you are. They care about themselves and what you can do for them. So what we talk about is transforming your profile from a resume to a resource, making it a value-centric profile. And just a few things that you can do with that. First of all, use the imaging the right way. You have a great background banner image there that many people don't use. And that's like a billboard. It's like a billboard company came to you and said, hey, we're going to give you a free billboard forever right next to the busiest freeway in your town. It's passed by thousands of cars every day. You wouldn't put a pretty beach picture there. You wouldn't leave it blank, right? You would brand it with your company. And so doing that, having a professional headshot, whatever is business professional for you, and then utilizing that top space underneath your name, what we call the headline, using that as to tell people who you help, how you help them, and the results that you bring. So many people just have their title, account executive at ABC Corporation. Well, that doesn't tell anybody anything. What you want to do is use that headline area to start to draw people in. You have actually 220 characters with spaces to use there, so you can make that quite descriptive for people. And then your about summary, which is where people really go overboard with the resume stuff. They tout about how they're the top salesperson in their company and they've won all these awards. And, if I read that on somebody's profile, I'm not going to use them, because if they're a really good salesperson, they're probably really good at getting more money out of me than I want to spend. So what we talk about with the about section is using that to resonate with your ideal client. Talk about their challenges, teach them something with no strings attached, and then talk about how you're different. If you have a value proposition, it's a great time to pull that out. And then closing it with a call to action, not a call to sell, but a call to action, just asking them to take a next step, to have a conversation with you, and then putting your contact information there. All great things to do with your profile. So that's the first mistake, is having your profile set up as a resume and not a resource.
Before moving on to the next one, let me ask a quick question though.
Sure.
The call to action, would that be shoot me a DM or book a call? Usually, are you going right for like a Calendly link or?
So you can. Here's the thing with the About section on LinkedIn. We'll see if Santa Claus brings this to me this year from LinkedIn, because I keep asking for it every year. There are no clickable links in the About section. So if you're going to put a Calendly link in there, you have to put the whole URL in. What we would recommend is buying a URL that has, like, I have schedule call with bill.us, so having that in there. So you can definitely do that. You can ask them to DM you. I have my phone number and I have my email address there, because that's mostly how my prospects contact me. But here's the thing, when we're talking about communication, it's so important to figure out, how do people like to contact you? It doesn't matter how I want to be contacted. If you're my prospect, it matters how you want to contact me. And so I would put all of those options there. I think people on LinkedIn know that they can direct message you. Of course, they have to connect with you first. So, and that kind of brings us to the second thing, is connecting in the right way. But yeah, the call to action, what I have on mine is, not sure if you're exploring ways to leverage LinkedIn to increase your conversations, but if you are, let's jump on a call. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. I'm sure our time will be full of insights and actionable next steps. The thing is you have to be ready when you have that conversation to give them insights and give them actionable next steps, so you're being authentic and genuine. When I jump on an insights call with someone, it's usually around their profile and how they can make it more of value centric, away from and getting away from a resume.
Got it. So that's probably the biggest mistake.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And not having it filled out. I'm working with a company right now, very large LinkedIn page, that like 45,000 followers, and most of their senior leadership have their profile pictures set up so that only their connections can see them. Mm-hmm. So, and that looks kind of sketchy. Is this really a person, or is it, a bot from somewhere? So that's really, really important.